He's back. Back on the pod.
Just like that.
James
One day off.
James and Brennan here, back together.
Yes.
As always, for Second Cup of Sunrise here on this Wednesday morning. Got a lot to cover, fun stuff, all the weather, the heat, and the storms. Do you want to talk about?
Yeah.
How was the concert? Monday night.
Sticks, man. 80s rock.
Yes.
How about that?
How about that?
The fellas. You could tell it was like half the members and then a couple of new guys.
Yeah.
Clearly like that are just in their 20s that can play guitar really well.
Yeah.
You know, so it was kind of a mixture of who was there. But the sound was great. The lead singer was on the keyboard doing some spins and, you know, very showmany. And it was good. It was a good show. You know, they did all the song, Come Sail Away, Renegade, Blue Collar Man, you know, the classics, you know, so it was very nice. We were in the VIP section. You want to guess at how much it costs for 2 beers?
They are 11 apiece, 22.
2 beers. I just checked my bank account because it's cash, it's card only, right? Which is the first annoying part. They don't take cash.
Yeah.
$33.53.
33.
$33 for 2 beers.
So 16.25.
Yeah. Well, they try to trick you because they give you like the
big ones.
The big ones.
Yeah.
And even if you didn't want a big one, can I just like get a 12-ounce can, of course? No. You got to buy the 24, right? So it's a whole mess. But anyways, it was a great show. I really enjoyed it. It was fun. It was free tickets, so how much can I complain? But I want to talk about the venue for a second because it's a really neat venue. It's the Empower Amphitheater there in Syracuse, and it's on Onondaga Lake. It's like, have you ever been?
No, not to that.
It's a cool spot because we could see the sunset there. And if you remember this was Monday night, which is already kind of a weird time to have a concert. But the sun was setting. There was the haze from the wildfires over the lake. And it was let me see if I can get a photo here of the venue loaded up.
Good crowd, too.
Good crowd, about 5,000 people.
Oh, yeah.
But my
For Monday,
dad,
too.
I was with my dad, and he said he went to the Fish concert there, and it was like 20,000 people.
Can you imagine?
So,
and that was probably like 4 hours long.
Right.
Jam sessions and going on.
Fish doesn't have openers. They're just like, it's just going to be us. And they jam for like 4 hours. So you got to be a different. I've never been to a Fish show, but I heard they're a different beast. So look at this image. We were, you know, on the far left side in that VIP area because I had the VIP tickets. But if you look off in the distance, you see the lake there. And so that is Onondaga Lake. And what's interesting about Onondaga Lake is it was one of the most polluted lakes in the country.
I was about to say, don't go swimming. I remember that
Right
when I went to
now,
Syracuse.
they say it's gotten a lot better, but for a long time it was don't go swimming, don't go fishing. I was looking this up. The Solvay Process Company polluted that lake for over 100 years, like bad. Like to give you some numbers, 25 pounds of mercury in the lake per day. So 165,000 pounds of mercury over the lifetime of the lake. Open sewage right into the lake from the city for decades. And just like, because they made chemicals, right? It was a chemical plant that sat right on the lake. And they would dump a lot of the materials, not only into the water, but also right where this amphitheater is and where the parking lot is. So I'm standing on the parking lot, and my father-in-law, he was a Syracuse guy. He's explaining to me how where we were, I was like, this is a great view up here. And he's like, you know why we're so high up? Because we're on a pile of garbage.
I was about to say, good thing, like, not a lot of rain recently. Walk around, it's soft ground.
It's amazing because they just so much dump and trash. It was a super fun site forever.
Yeah.
But the end of the story is good because they spent many, many millions of dollars cleaning up the lake and obviously making this a beautiful concert venue.
Yeah.
And now the lake is in much, much better shape than it was. And you can fish in it. You can swim in recreational areas and things like that. So it's a great recovery story. But yeah, one of the most polluted lakes in the world.
It's a big spot, and they do a lot because they've got the big trail that goes all the way around. That's
Yeah.
where they do the New York State Marathon each fall.
Nice.
So yeah, outdoor amphitheaters are cool though. That's good. That's summertime
the view.
concert feels.
It was a very cool venue. If you can get out to see a show there, and they've done movies there as well. You know, they have kind of stuff like that. So check it out.
Getting a little bit to the weather today.
Yeah.
It's not going to be record setting, but it will be warm humid, storms as well. We asked for our What's Up Rock question today. There's always a stat that goes around. RG&E will tell you, the EPA will tell you, 78, put your thermostat at that during the summer to keep your house as cool as it can be and save you some money.
Degrees.
We said, no, let's put it the over-under at 70 in our poll. Do you keep your house set above that, at that, or under? Most were above.
Yes.
And it's got to be with a lot of the billing issues that we've seen people trying to save money here and there. But other people, they find it comfortable. You do.
Supply costs and demand costs have just gone up and up and up with RG&E. And so, you push the temperature up, you're able to cool it. You cool it less as long as your body can handle it, right? Then you're okay. For a while there, my house struggled. I couldn't get enough cold air up, but I've done some insulating things to make it better. So 73, 74 degrees briefly in the midday. When it's peak heating, I let the temperature go up a little bit higher. But no, you're in the 60s. Michaela was saying this morning she also was in the 60s.
We're lucky we have so many trees that cover the house. I feel like it's relative probably to what you do to keep it cool. Like I'll set mine at 68 or 69, and that's kind of the threshold of where it'll kick on every once in a while, but it's not running most of the day.
Yeah.
Michaela was like 64. We had some people saying close to 60.
Amazing.
I'm like, what?
Right. On days like this.
One producer said, but in my rent for my apartment, the electric's included. And I was like, maybe not for long.
I'm telling you, that's incredible.
I know.
If it's included, I mean, let it rip for as long as you want. But you're paying for yourself. Your bill, $400 or $500 a month. I'm not trying to pay that.
I know. And I feel like over the last 4 years since we've been in our house, not much has changed. Yes, we've added children, but in terms of our use, like, it can't be that far off, and the bill's gone up $100 bucks.
Yeah. No, I look at the supply and the demand numbers, and it just goes up.
It's about the same
by kilowatt hours. They charge you. It goes from 0.05 to 0.06, which seems like nothing, but when you're trying that per kilowatt hour and you use 500 kilowatt hours per month, it's going to go up.
Yep, and we will have the AC on blast today.
Yeah, for sure. There's your 24-hour forecast here. We'll sit on this graphic for a second. Average low is 63. We weren't able to get there today. Really, most of the month, the overnight lows have been warm, and the afternoon highs have been warm. We've done 6 90-degree days so far. Yesterday was close, 89. But we'll see. Maybe today is our 7th 90 degrees. What's interesting, the question we need to answer today is, when do the storms fire up? If it's around 1 p.m. or maybe even noon, and they get to the airport, because that's where we keep our temperature records there, then I don't think we get to 90. We'll probably stay upper 80s there. But if the storms hold off just a little bit and don't work their way through, then we probably will hit 90 degrees. Those storms, though, could impact maybe some evening baseball plans, things like that. So keep your eye to the sky. We'll watch those. And, we joke, the storm goes through, it drops the temperature, but it's still humid out.
Yeah. And we got the News 8 backyard barbecue coming your way.
That's right.
On our show at 4. I will say we were out last night, and because of our crazy shift, we don't get out to do a lot, but we are reaching the point where, hey, we've got to be up later, going to practices, swim lessons, whatever. Sure. We were in Pittsburgh for soccer practice, and I was like, here we are again. This is the hottest place on the planet right now. It was 7 o'clock, not a cloud in the sky, a little hazy, but the sun over the canal, and I didn't have my sunglasses. I was sitting there, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's
just
so hot.
being down. And there's no trees in that whole park.
No, not right there, not around the fields. Right. And all the parents, you sit on this side, and you're looking west, and the sun is right there. And at the end of practice, one of the parents goes around, and they're like, here are the treats for the day. It's usually some sort of ice cream or
like
a popsicle.
Yeah, sure.
I was like, can you get me one? Can I go dig in the Yeti and get one? But it's part of it. And again, we'll get through it today. A week from today, so as we're speaking, it's about 9:08.
Yeah.
So about this time next Wednesday morning, the Bills will be out on the field, getting ready at St. John Fisher.
There we go.
For camp.
Yes.
HBO will be there, Hard Knocks.
That's pretty cool.
So about 2 weeks from now, we get the first episode of
Couple extra cameras there. Yeah.
And everyone will be lining up. And they've got the nice build going on. getting everything, and we're going to hear more from everybody next week with some interviews I've got.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how much they reveal on Hard Knocks. I think and it always depends on the player, right? Sometimes some of the players are just let it loose, really give kind of some good insight, but others are significantly reserved. There's so many dynamics between that, because there's conversations being had between the coach saying, I don't care, I'm not involved in this. And there's some coaches that probably micromanage and say, do not tell them X, do not tell them Y, do not tell them Z. So and Josh Allen, I think, is generally pretty PC about things. So he gives up a little bit, but I do think he kind of shies away from a lot of the open conversations to the public.
Yeah, and we'll see. I want to see Sean McDermott, because all the coaches hate the mid-game interviews, and I think they're silly when they go to him like right after a TV timeout and there's no answer. Right. But every once in a while, he can have a smile, a wink at a reporter with an answer or something. Sure. But another part of this will be whenever they have to make the cut-down days, and they have that camera in the corner of the room, and they call in somebody to his desk, and it's like, hey, you're not going to make it. Or it's this incredible story, and they usually find one or two people, whatever their background is, somebody who can make the roster, and it'll be fun. But that'll be coming up in a week already. Almost time for football.
Here we go. Get the pig skins out, fill them up with some air, and let's do this.
Just about. Back back here for a second cup of sunrise with some of the news of the day, and an important story that we showed this morning on our sunrise show, and it is about what we always talk about, kids in hot cars, and some new video of rescues and those we've seen, and just how dangerous it can be and the problems with it. Now, this is video, James, from Georgia, where a car that had reached 117 degrees, and officers were able to get there in time to save these children. But there's a nonprofit that tracks some of these cases, and what they had found so far this year in the U.S., at least 15 children have lost their lives because they've been in a hot car. Again, these were saved, and we heard from the director of the nonprofit Kids in Car Safety. Now, they had pushed for federal legislation mandating NHTSA, that's the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, to issue a rule that requires new technology in new vehicles in some fashion to prevent hot car deaths. Now, the deadline to have some of this done and start rolling out November 2023. So that is obviously come and gone. And here's what they have to say on some of that. Stand by.
This is the time of year when these tragedies spike. This is a law. It was signed by Congress, and they should be doing this.
No, what she's talking about is just the rollout. Some car makers have voluntarily put this new safety tech in their cars, and parents, a couple of things they tell everyone, we've done this before. My wife has put a person in the back seat so she knows to check.
Sure.
Smart. You put a stuffed animal in the front seat to know if you've got a child back there, and it's just visual cues. Find some sort of reminder. And I've got a 2017 car. Mine does not scream at me or give an alert whenever I turn it off, about to open the door.
Right.
My wife's car, whenever you stop it, the alert comes on. It says, check your back seat.
Check
it's
rear
right there on
seat.
the
Yeah,
dish.
I get it too.
Your new cars got that?
Yeah, I get that too. Yeah, and it doesn't matter if it's 1 second into the grocery store, or anything, gas station, whatever it is. You're getting out of your car. You always bring your kids with you, and it's a pain in the butt sometimes to get 2 kids out of 2 car seats for a 2-minute trip. You're like, do I really need to do this? Yes,
Do
of
it.
course you do.
Take the car seat out.
No question.
Carry them and do that, because we in this business have talked too much about it.
Right.
We do want to talk about the heat. We went out and did a lighthearted side of this with the zoo and the animals at the Seneca Park Zoo out cooling off. We just wanted to know, what exactly do? They can go play in the mud. You see the elephants there.
Look at that.
They make the meat popsicles.
Yeah, meat sickles.
For the lions.
Yeah, yum.
Yes, what used to be some sort of animal. Sorry for that one. So they do look around like the animals seem tired as their behavior changed day to day.
Yeah.
And that's one of the keys that they'll go to look around. And I think about the lion up on top of the big rock.
Yeah,
before. Some
right.
of them like it because it reminds them of,
the Bengal tiger in
What it used to be.
India, when
Yeah.
it's 100 degrees there, it's like, oh yeah, this is what I'm used to. It's the 10 degrees in January that the animals are like, I'm out of here.
I know. I think about that too. And let's get this video and sound from how they do it. Bye.
Let them choose what they want to do. For some animals, we provide air conditioning. For others, we have big pools that they can take a dip in. Others, we can make meat sickles for the carnivores so they can actually get their diet in a different way.
I love
How about that?
Let them choose.
Yeah, exactly. And they can probably recognize the signs of
Yeah.
overheating from the animals and see how they're acting and ways to cool them down and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Find water, that's big.
Yeah, and they have been able to, because it's been above average for a bit here.
Yeah, it's the overnight lows really that have prevented us from feeling that cooler air. We average low of 63, but it's been tough to get down there. 66 yesterday, 89, didn't quite get to 90 degrees. We'll be close today. Let's see where our temperatures are right now. 78, and there's that dew point over 70. That's kind of our threshold of, we say, oh boy, okay, it's starting to get more humid out. So even with temperatures not getting close to record, we'll still feel very warm. That heat index is what pushes that number all the way up into the mid-90s for how our body feels. Grilling forecast, there will be some storms that pop up this afternoon. I do think it's going to be around 1 o'clock, noon-ish. And then once those get going, they'll drop that temperature back down, but the humidity sticks around. So all the showers that are on their way are going to be ahead of the actual front, so boundary. And you can kind of see there's a little bit of action there down in Ohio near Cincinnati. I'll draw a line here for you where some of those storms are kind of going to work their way up. This is the main source of moisture, the energy really, I'll say. It was with big low pressure out west there. That's going to push its way into the Great Lakes and then eventually give us some storms. So I really think we've got probably one more day of the hazy, hot, and the humid. That's going to be tomorrow. I expect us to, again, get us into the upper 80s. Could be kind of a sneaky hot day because there's going to be a breeze there. So while temperatures and humidity are up, the breeze will kind of help cool off in the afternoons. Futurecast, we'll see all that here. There's the afternoon storms that pop up. And there could be some overnight stuff as well. Let's keep an eye out for that. Maybe some heavy rain, especially in the Finger Lakes, real early tomorrow morning. And then we wait for the front. Those little streamers, that's wind. You see it veer northwest off Lake Ontario. A lot of wave action there Thursday night with the cold front passing through. And then breath of fresh air. Friday morning, low 60s, 50s for some. And then as we get into Friday afternoon, beautiful afternoon, 70s there. Saturday looks great there. Numbers getting into the lower 80s. Chance for showers on Sunday. That looks south of us. And then even the stuff in the middle of next week, still going to be hit or miss. I personally at my house have a brown lawn, so I'm ready for some more rain. And a lot of the storms have been Finger Lakes and south. So at least there's some spots around Monroe County. The airport, for example, is behind on rain for the month. So I think there's some people in my boat that could kind of use a little bit of rain.
Yeah, could use it. Brown spots in our neighborhood. The lawnmowers not running quite as much. Slow on the growth.
That's right.
Back in just a bit. Got to talk about something.
Yeah.
We all need cars.
For sure.
One that could help you get through the 490 bridge mess where they're doing the zipper.
Yeah, a little
which
faster.
I've heard from people close to me. They're not sold on the zipper merge system.
No.
Don't think it works. Issue for another day.
Yeah.
590 southbound, wherever you're going in your morning drive. How about you just fly upside down?
How about this?
Hover right over everybody.
Look at that.
So what this is a British electric hypercar. They say it's breaking the rules of racing and gravity.
I don't understand.
The McMurtry Sparling,
Just goes upside
they
down.
call it, can drive both ways. The world's first car that can go upside down using a unique fan system that creates such a powerful downforce it can hold it firmly against the surface. It's a single-seat speedster, so you're not traveling with family. 0 to 60 in 1.5 seconds.
That's wild.
They say it corners with forces like a fighter jet, and they claim it could beat an F1 car's lap time by over 3 seconds on the track they tested.
There's only so far physics can get you with a specific tire. That's what I don't understand, right?
It's true.
If it's unless it's some weird special rubber that I've never heard of, I don't understand. And also, like, doesn't it have to be moving in order for the downforce to work? How is it just not moving and being upside down? I don't understand that.
Maybe that's the fancy garage you have to set it up, and then you can just fly that way.
Yeah.
I love that. We had just barely gotten into, hey, here's a prototype of someone that has a little hover car, like in a garage or a test site. And
Right.
One guy's like, no, let's go ahead. Let's
Upside
go
down.
the whole other way.
Yeah, it's silly.
What if I told you you could get a house in Hollywood for $2.25 million?
Look at that.
Listen, And it looks like this, not just some rundown shack or anything. So this is the home
There's the sign.
that is the closest to the Hollywood sign, right up there on the mountain. The address, 6105 Mulholland Highway. It's the Hollywood Sign Chalet.
I get rid of that statue, and it's great.
How about that? So
Look at that thing.
I know. Look inside the mountain.
It's beautiful. It's totally beautiful.
A mountain lodge.
Yes.
Yeah. So it last sold in 1988. It's a 1963 mid-century 3-bedroom, 4-bath home, listed again at $2.25. I guess the story is that the previous homeowner. What do? You get tired of the lights up there on the sign?
Yeah,
Just
people looking
blinding
at you
through all that.
That's interesting. The median home in Hollywood, California, is listed at about 1.1 million. So it doesn't seem that outrageous.
That's doing like the whole state. It's just and you look at LA. I mean, I'm thinking $2.25. Some of these houses up
That's
on
not
Lake
bad.
Road, are
I know, right?
incredible.
Right over $1 million.
Or like I drive through Penfield sometimes. I see these 3-story homes. And I'm like, what could that cost?
Sure.
Wow.
Right.
I know.
Beautiful.
Yeah. But first things first, statues got to go.
Statue's gotta go. That thing is weird. I know. Well, it's good for the listing, I guess, right?
It is. You got to stage it.
You
They
gotta
say.
stage, yeah.
We'll see you on air on the TV for News 8 at noon. Bye, everybody.